Now, countries in the Pacific are bracing for the coronavirus, and there are serious concerns about what impact an outbreak could have in the region. Several Pacific Island nations are implementing strict travel restrictions as the virus spreads elsewhere, including Australia. PNG correspondent Natalie Whiting reports.
There are grave concerns about the impact COVID-19 could have if it spreads through the Pacific, where health systems are weaker and more people are vulnerable because of existing medical conditions. As coronavirus spreads, more Pacific Island nations are considering strict travel restrictions. Papua New Guinea's Prime Minister, James Marape, has announced a ban on all cruise ships visiting the country. He's also said that anyone coming from Italy, Iran, South Korea, Japan or China will have to spend 14 days in isolation before they come to PNG. So far, there are no travel restrictions on people coming from Australia, but that could change.
This week we will review this matter to include possibility of countries like Australia and others in the neighbourhood to ensure that 14 days of quarantine before they come into PNG and an associated medical certificate.
The Solomon Islands Health Minister has told local media that his government is considering shutting one of its 2 international airports and may look at further bans. Already, the Marshall Islands has stopped all international travel to the country, and Micronesia is requiring people to have spent 14 days in a country with no confirmed cases before travelling there. PNG's Prime Minister, James Marape, acknowledged some of the extra risks that the Pacific Island nations face.
Our country is identified as a sensitive place with an environment that is conducive for this virus to hit and proliferate.
However, it's widely acknowledged that it's likely not if, but when coronavirus will arrive, and countries are doing what they can to prepare. However, there are still some concerns around funding for those preparations and the availability of personal protective equipment and medical supplies. And it's not just health concerns that Pacific Island countries are considering, but also economic. There are a lot of very vulnerable economies in the region, and there is potential for there to be big hits, especially for countries that are dependent on tourism.